Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Carissa, and I just wanted to finally record what I have colored since I believe it was March, and it hasn't been much, but I wanted to show you guys anyway. And I also wanted to share the books that I've been reading recently, because I have been reading way more than I have been coloring. So I'm just gonna show what I've colored first. It's only been 3 pages, and these pages took me, I mean, pretty much every page that I do takes me forever. When I say forever, it takes me like, I don't know, at least a few weeks to finish a page, because there's just, I don't know, constant interruptions. And yeah, I have a thing with trying to make it look a certain way, like perfect, and then fixating on a certain area, and then it just takes me forever. So anyway, so yeah, this is everything that I've colored since I believe like mid-March. So let's see, I guess we'll start with Luna, because I think this is the first one that I finished. Hang on, I don't even know where it is now. There it is. Okay, so it's this cute little fairy fun vibes page. It's not my favorite page that I've ever done. I used a gel pen just around the borders to give it a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you could see it, but I think I used mainly Prismas for this. But it is cute. I kind of wish the sky was a different color though, because I feel like it's too similar to the water. But you know, it was a fun page to do. So I am glad that I completed that, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the book where I've completed at least a couple pages now, and I want to finish this whole book. I would love to within the next 2 years. Who knows if that'll happen, but that'd be fun. So yeah, that one was from Luna by Maria Trolle. Then we have Hannah Lynn's Fierce and Fancy Fantasy Faces. I love Hannah Lynn. She is like the first artist that got me into adult coloring like more seriously. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite books by her. I really like her mermaid one too. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the really cute mermaid one. That's one of my other favorites. But I completed this one 3/28/23, and I used Polly's Prisma Color It gel pens in Distress Oxide. So I did her. I think she turned out pretty cool. She's kind of like a swamp, I guess, goth looking girl. I kind of wanted to make her look even more goth than this, but I didn't know how far I should go with this like makeup, because she had like grayscale that was like the makeup dripping, and I wanted to make it darker, but I don't know, I chickened out on that. So anyway, here's her. She was fun to do. I definitely want to do more in here, like this page, the girl with the books. Love her. I just want to see the detailed version of it, yeah, or the grayscale. Yeah, I like the grayscale ones better. But so yeah, I did that one, and this one I just finished like 2 days ago, and I was supposed to finish this around Valentine's Day. That's when I wanted to finish it. This is Nice Little Town Valentine's Day by Tatiana Bogema. Stilova. She has so many coloring books out. They are all very detailed, but they're all very like cutesy, whimsical. So I really like this book, but I just found while I was coloring it, it's just so much detail that I just got kind of sick of it. And I do this to myself every time I pick a busy page, like something with a lot of little detail like this. I just get sick of it at a certain point, and then I just like throw anything on the page. Like this pink gel pen, it looks like caca. I don't know if you can really tell in the camera, but it's just like very, well, I don't know. It's just streaky. I just don't really like this page in general. It was turning out cute, but I think once I did the mice, I don't know. Once I started working on their fur, yeah, it just started going downhill from there. And also when I put this pink gel background in, I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to scrap this whole idea. And, because the original plan was to do this with only the Brute Fooner pastel pencils, but then I ran into the trees, and I was like, well, I can't use pastels on these trees. So I had to stick some Prisma in there, and then after a while I just got sick of this page. So yeah, that is it. That's all I've colored since March, and it is now I don't know what the date is today. I was gonna say mid-April, but it's definitely, I think it's April 22nd actually. April 22nd. So you know, we're getting there. But yeah, in the second portion of this video, I want to show you guys everything that I've read pretty much from maybe late February, mid-March until now. So stay tuned if you want to see that. And don't mind this random keyboard. This is what is holding up my phone stand. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching it. Please feel free to leave a comment or subscribe, and I would love to have you here. Bye! I'll see you for the book portion in just a second. Okay, so I am back. I had to go run downstairs and get all the books. But the first book that I completed, I think it was like, I don't know. It was late February, mid-March. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This was a super powerful book and exactly what I needed to read at the time. It's basically just talking about how important it is to not like resist the now, because anytime you resist the now, like thinking certain thoughts like, you know, you'd rather be doing something else or you should be doing something else, instead of just being present and in the moment, whenever you resist, you create like problems for yourself. And I don't know if I want to use the word problems, but you'll get the idea if you read the book. Pretty much anytime you are resisting the current moment, whatever that is, good or bad, you are creating like unnecessary stress and anxiety. And it was just, I've listened to a lot of him on YouTube. If you don't want to read the book, definitely look Eckhart Tolle up on YouTube. He's got like hundreds of videos just talking about like certain, you know, things about anxiety, depression, everything, just spiritual guidance and just stuff like that. It's just great. And also another thing I want to recommend real quick while I'm talking about Eckhart Tolle is that he has a podcast out with Oprah Winfrey on Spotify, and it was amazing. I believe it's like 10 episodes. And it was so powerful. They're each like an hour long, and I listened to them in like a few days because, I mean, it's just very real, relatable, and pretty much every person that calls into that show and what they talk about is like such a real human experience. You just realize that everybody is going through the same stuff. We are not different. We are all the same. So anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into that, but this was a really, really good book, and I loved it. Okay, what else did I read? This one I started a while ago and I haven't finished yet, but it is also a really good book. And I mainly got this because I saw that Eckhart recommended this. So I was like, okay, you know, I could use some parenting advice, you know, just trying to like have patience and show as much love as I can, and just, it talks a lot about being the captain of the ship, like reminding yourself that you are the captain of the ship when it comes to parenting. And if you picture yourself like standing, like your feet are rooted to the ground when your kids are giving you a tough time, like basically just staying grounded. And if you need to, this is not like nearly just, this is only a snippet of what I'm telling you with the book that I can think of right now. But yeah, when you need to, it's totally okay to step away from a challenging moment with your child, take some deep breaths, and come back to react in a more just productive way versus with anger or annoyance, you know, whatever, stuff like that. So it's a really good book. I would definitely recommend it. Let's see, what page am I on? Don't ask why I have a gauze pad as a bookmark. Page 180. So I hope I'll finish this really soon because it's not long at all. Okay, what else did I read? I'm sorry if you can hear my squeaky chair. This one I started a little bit ago too, and it's called Gathering Moss by Robin Wall Kimmerer, A Natural and Cultural History of Mosses. And first of all, I love this cover. And it's just such an interesting book. It's very short, and that's another reason why I wanted to read it. And I also have Braiding Seagrass by this author. It's actually like right in front of me, and I cannot wait to read it because this author's writing is very beautiful and amazing, and I love it. She went through such great detail to study moss, and there's just so much of it everywhere I look, you know, everywhere anybody looks. Just notice moss and see if it intrigues you in any way, and if it does, read this book because I feel like you would definitely like it. I mean, yeah, it just tells, there's so many different kinds of moss and like textures, and the way she describes them and how they grow and how they're even possible, and they kind of just seem like they're all a family. It's just really, it's cool. But yeah, I'm still, what page did I say I was on? 45. So I'm not that far in, but I want to finish this really soon because it's just so interesting. And I got into like a nature writing kick that you'll see here in a second. The next book that I ended up finishing, but I don't have it, it's called Birds by the Shore by Jennifer Ackermann. That book was about, basically what it says, it was talking about the specific, I don't want to say, well, it talks a lot about marine life too, but like different shells and the way certain mollusks act. Like, it wasn't just all about birds, but this is all on a Delaware beach. I can't remember what the beach was called, but it was based out of the state Delaware. And it was very interesting. I wish it did talk more about birds. I did read a Goodreads review that said, like, the book isn't really necessarily about birds. And that's true. It's not just talking about Birds by the Shore, but I did really like it. I love her writing, and I plan to read, she's got a couple other bird books out, so I have one or two checked out from the library right now, and I can't wait to read that. Okay, so next book I read is Tim Birkhead, Birds and Us, A 12,000 Year History from Cave Art to Conservation. This book was, first of all, I loved the cover. That's why I wanted to read it. And it's exactly what it says it's about, 12,000 year history. Like, it talks a lot about the people that were, you know, very inspired by birds in human history thousands and thousands of years ago, and what the artwork looked like in caves, and, you know, just kind of trying to decipher what kind of birds were specifically seen, and, you know, talks about how people were even observing birds way back then. Yeah, it's a very information heavy book, and to be honest, I thought about DNFing it like a little bit more than halfway through, because I felt like I read all that I wanted to read once I got about halfway. I was like, okay, I'm kind of just over learning about like that far back into history when it concerns cave art and birds. Like, I don't know, when I want to read about birds, I kind of want to read more about their behavior, their specific habitat, why they do the things they do, you know, what they look like, all different, many different species, which this does cover. There's a lot of different, like, unique species, and there's also pictures in this book, but I don't know. I just think it was a lot. It was just, I just got bored. That's all I can really say. Oh, this is, like, stuck together. Okay, I'm not going to pull that, but I'm just going to show you guys, like, some pictures that it shows. Just, like, very vintagey photos of birds and the different history behind like certain artwork. And these are some of the cave paintings from back in the day, and it's cool because the author of this book actually visited some of these places and got to see the art himself. So it is very informative if you are interested in cave art, you know, concerning birds, and just like the history behind the first like ornithologists, and like their work as far as the books they wrote. Like, that stuff is very interesting, like learning about different books that were written about birds thousands and hundreds of years ago. That was really interesting. So yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, I would recommend it. I think I gave it like 4 stars. Oh, I didn't even say the ratings on these, but yeah, I don't know. 4 stars for this one. Okay, what did I read next? I think I read this one next, Because You're Mine by Rhea Frey. This book, it says tautly suspenseful and wickedly twisty. This book was definitely not what I was expecting at all. And as I was trying to think about this book before I started filming, I could not remember like a good chunk of it. But I'll give you like the basic idea because I do remember enjoying the book and I finished it in like 2 or 3 days. And it's kind of a long book. It was like, oh, it's not, oh, it's almost 400 pages. Okay, for some reason I thought it was longer than that. But, so basically it's about this woman and she has a son who has, like special needs. And he's just very specific about, you know, his day-to-day life being a certain way, like routine with his mom. It's been very routine ever since he was born, and he is not familiar with his, I believe she was a single mom, and he's not familiar with his birth father. He's got so this boy is homeschooled, and he's got a tutor or a homeschool teacher, and I can't remember what his name is, but one day, I think this woman's friends offer or bring up the idea that she should go on vacation and she really needs to just get away for a little bit and just take a break from the stress and just life. And she is not sure about it. She kind of goes back and forth, and finally the homeschool teacher, I want to say his name was Noah, but I can't remember exactly. But they finally convince her to go, and then so he's ending up babysitting the boy, and the boy is okay with that, everything. Then somebody ends up dead. I'm not going to say who. There's actually a lot of death in this book, a lot more than I was expecting, and it deals with a lot of heavy topics. But it was a really good book, and I don't know if I would say it was twisty. I guess so. But there was suspense and like kind of a just, yeah, it just kind of made me feel uneasy, which I guess was the point. But to be honest with you, like I can't remember how this book concluded. I can't remember. But I would definitely recommend it. I don't know if I sold it well enough. I think you should look it up though, because it's not a very popular book. And I had never heard of this author. I think I saw this book from, yeah, I can't remember who. But yeah, it was a good book. I recommend it. Like I said, I think I gave it 4 stars. Okay, so we're almost done. After that, I ended up picking up Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. I picked up Rock, Paper, Scissors by her, I don't know, sometime last year, and I DNF'd it like 60 or 70 pages through. I don't know why. I'm not sure if I wasn't a fan of the writing style or just like I know I was kind of bored, but I wanted to keep going because my friend really liked it, but I ended up just putting it down. This one was better for me though. I don't know if I'm going to pick up another one of her books again. I don't know like what it is specifically about them. Maybe it's just the writing style or what. But I kind of, when I was reading this book, I kind of felt like I had read it before. I don't know how or in what year that would have been in, but it just felt like maybe people are starting to do this storyline a lot. But basically it's about this woman. She is in a coma after a very bad accident, and she can hear everything around her, but she can't respond. And she sees like her husband coming in the room and her sister, and she's not sure like what is going on, if her husband is cheating and all this stuff. She's just, her whole life feels like a lie because she's just confused, and she doesn't remember how she would have possibly gotten this accident. And when she does start to get, you know, small fragments of memories of that, the pieces start falling together. I guess that's all I'm going to say. So yeah, this was a really easy book to get through. It's not that long. It's like less than 300 pages. I did like it. It wasn't my favorite, but it kept me entertained, and I wanted to know what was going to happen next. So yeah, I'm trying to keep like everything vague because honestly, I'm starting to go into more and more books blind because it's just it ends up being better that way. Like I don't even read the back of half of these books. I kind of just like see a book somewhere or hear somebody talk about it and say that they liked it, and I trust their opinion, and I just check it out, and then you never know. So yeah, that one was pretty decent. I feel like I've been on a pretty good reading kick here. All right, this one, 5-star book for me. I loved this book so much. I just finished it like a few days ago. Brenda Novak, The Bookstore on the Beach. For some reason, I've been on like a women's fiction, I don't know if this is considered chick lit, whatever, kick, but anything that has to do with a bookstore and on the beach, like, yes, I'm here for it. So if anybody has any recommendations for books, or yeah, for books that are like set on the beach, small beach town, like drama, you know, stuff like that, like, let me know. I know Ellen Hildenbrand is pretty popular. I've read one of her books before and I liked it. I thought it was okay. This was way better to me though. So anyways, this is about, where do I even begin? Hold on. I'm going to have to read the back and just refresh my memory real quick because, oh, you know what? I think it's coming back to me now. Okay, so this is about a generational, it's like a generational story. 3 women, grandmother, mother, daughter, and they live in this small Florida town that, I don't know, there's just a lot of drama in this book. There's a lot of heavy topics in this book, way more than I thought there was going to be. This was not at all what I was expecting it to be. I kind of thought I was just going to get like a light, you know, beach drama read, but there's a lot more that goes into it. Hold on, I need a refresher. I remember the 3 main characters, but just one second. Let me read the back and jog my memory here. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to say a couple things about the main topics that are in this book. Just picture teen pregnancy, missing person, like, I don't know if I want to say 2 love interests, but we'll just put it like that. We'll just say 2 love interests. Then you have the drama between, like, teenage siblings. Then you have, like, stuff between a mother, daughter, and grandmother, running a bookstore, life on the beach in this town, and who lives in this town, just the quirky characters in this book. I just loved it so much. I would totally recommend it. This book was kind of, it wasn't too long, I guess. It was 425 pages or so. But I rented out a couple other books from Brenda, and I cannot wait to read them because her writing style is very, like, easy to understand and follow. I don't want to say it's simple, but it just flows. Like, it's just easy to digest, I guess. This was like a very perfect beach read. If you're looking for one, if you're going on vacation and you like women's fiction with, like, drama, you need to read this. Okay, and this is the one that I'm currently reading. These, like The Bookstore on the Beach and this, Cottage by the Sea by Debbie Macomber, are never books that I would normally pick up. I'm usually, like, into thrillers or sometimes true crime, I don't know, sometimes historical fiction, but usually, like, every now and again I'll do women's fiction, but it's usually not stuff with, like, romance. Oh yeah, there's like a romance kind of thing going on with this book. I don't know if I said that, but this one, there's also, I would say the romance is, I guess, more of the main focus in this book. But basically it's about this woman. A tragedy happened early in her life. I'm not going to say what. I'm not sure if it says it on the back, but I'll just keep it vague. Tragedy happened very early in her life. I believe she ended up moving away from the town that this tragedy happened, and then she ends up coming back because she believes that it's going to help her heal and just, like, be in this, you know, town where she has a lot of great memories. Yeah, I'll just put it like that. So there's a lot of quirky characters in this book that are very different, which I really love. And also this, it seems that this author is very, like, the writing is very easy to get into. It's very easy to understand the characters and just kind of, like, fall for their story. But yeah, it's this woman. She's a physician's assistant and she's working in this town. There's a love interest. There's a cranky neighbor. You get to see what this town is like, the small town vibes of it, the drama. There's also a teen pregnancy in this book. Hopefully that's not giving anything away. And I love hearing about the garden in this book, like the one that's based off of this house, and you get to see, like, the house being remodeled. And the cranky neighbor I really love, and the love interest. This whole story with them too, I'm loving it. I think it's just cute, and yeah, there's a little bit of deeper subjects that come in with this book too. So I'm loving it. Debbie Macomber and Brenda Novak are two new authors to me. So if you recommend any books by either of them, definitely let me know. So yeah, those are all the books that I have completed recently. My 2-year-old is in here now starting to get into stuff. So that was like perfect timing because I am all done. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations for me because I'm totally open to, you know, new book recommendations. And I've definitely been using my library. My library has home delivery, and I never knew that was a thing until like a couple months ago. So I've been completely obsessed. I get books like at least twice a week from home delivery, and we also go to the library. I'm just loving it. It's saving me so much money on books because, to be honest, I wasn't using my library often for a long time, and now I am, and I don't think I'm gonna buy a new book like unless it's something I really, really want. If my library doesn't have it, I can most likely just wait. But anyway, I had a lot of fun filming this video. I love talking about books and coloring, and it's just, I can't wait to keep uploading and talking about books. I think eventually I want to talk about books like, you know, as I sit in front of the camera, like showing my face, but it's just like easier for me to just get up and film when I don't have to get ready. And my, you know, I don't know. I just haven't been getting ready lately, and I'm not trying to come on camera looking crazy, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a good day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.